Hi, Sunshine Sparkle Faces. It's me, Mother Sparkles, or Miss Julie Boo. You guys, today's video is going to be a little bit tough because it's bringing back a lot of PTSD. The trauma is traumatizing, but I still can't believe after 13 years, this homophobia thing is still happening. I think I've come to terms that it's not going away anytime soon. And so we just need to figure out how we can move forward as a community to be safe and to educate others, because I think that's the most important thing, is just to spread awareness about the queer community, the 2S LGBTQAI community. When I heard the story last week, I was mortified. It really triggered some memories of a similar incident that had happened to me. Last week, a gay couple was being followed and a man was being very homophobic, making all these rude comments and saying some pretty hateful things that is considered a hate crime. The SkyTrain, or also known as TransLink, is Vancouver's public transportation system. It was a weekend, they were going out downtown to have a night out, and this man followed them and chased them up the escalators and confronted them and said all these like homophobic things. It is not acceptable as a full-grown man to be chasing someone that is not doing anything to you. Is despicable. I'm gonna play the video right here, what happened to Jamie Pine and his boyfriend. So I'm just gonna stay quiet and you guys just listen to this. It's just crazy.
He chased her. Down the platform, up the escalator,
I don't give a
up to the bus.
Boyfriends, go get a hotel room. You need to sleep out in public. The kids don't need to sleep public. Don't like it, get the out of Canada.
Get off my face.
God,
Don't talk to him. Do you understand me? Don't you
don't talk.
So this guy followed my boyfriend and I on the SkyTrain for the entire journey.
I'm so glad that they filmed it because it did go viral, and update, I think 2 days ago, they caught the guy. He actually turned himself in, which I'm so happy about, and I hope that they press charges because it's not okay. We need to stop these people. I hope Jamie and his boyfriend find support from friends and the community. I'm sending my love out to you, Jamie, and your partner. What happened to you was not okay, and I hope you can heal from this. It is a pretty traumatizing experience because it has happened to me. And for those who are a new follower, a new Sunshine Sparkle Face, I'm going to reshare the story of what happened to me and my friend back when I was only 17 years old. I was just a kid. Me and my friend Peyton went downtown for dinner. Why do I remember that it was like near around the Olympics time? Yeah, it was like around the Olympics, and I think we just like wanted to check it out or something, if I remember correctly, because it's been 13 or 14 years ago, so it's been a long time. And so we went downtown, and as we were leaving around 6:30, it was 7 o'clock, we took the SkyTrain from downtown back to Surrey. And so when we stopped at Stadium SkyTrain station, a man had hopped on the train, and me and my friend were sitting beside each other. She was sitting here, I was sitting here, and that was it. It was like a two-seater. And then this man comes in and he like looks at me and starts glaring, and I can hear him saying something under his breath, but I didn't want to give him any eye contact. I didn't want to have any interactions with him at all because I knew that he was trouble. He then looks at me and makes a comment saying, "Is that your girlfriend?" I will never forget this. There are some things in life that you will never forget, and this is one of the incidents. And so he looks at me, he asks if Hayden was my girlfriend. And mind you, I'm wearing Ugg boots and I'm wearing makeup. I was very open with my sexuality. I wasn't hiding in fear. I was just simply presenting as myself. Julian at the time, I was just always super feminine. And so I said, "No, this is my friend." And then he said, "Are you gay?" He proceeds to ask if I was gay, and me being the proud person that I am, I said yes. And then he went, off saying God made Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve. And I'm like, oh my God, here we go with the freaking Bible rant. Like, I couldn't. And then he went on to say, that's disgusting, you're a disgrace, how could you be gay, that's so wrong, and saying all these nasty and hurtful, homophobic slurs at me. And I'm just like, what did I do to deserve this? I'm just minding my own business. And then my friend intervenes by saying, don't say those things to my friend, that's not nice, be respectful. And then he started coming at her saying that she's trash and that she's a WHORE, the S word. It was just awful. And my immediate reaction was, Peyton, we need to leave this SkyTrain right now. And I'm like, okay, there's another stop coming out, we need to get up and leave, let's not talk to him anymore. I'm like, okay, let's just stay quiet. So we stayed quiet, and then as the next stop approaches, me and my friend gets up, we're standing by the door for it to open so we can get off onto the platform and leave this situation. As we get up, he spits in my friend's face, and as the door opens, he kicked me and I fell over on the platform. What really hurt me and pissed me off and made me so confused was it was a SkyTrain full of people and no one did anything. That will still riddle me for the rest of my life. I get it. Like, in this situation, no one wants to get involved, no one wants to get hurt, but like, so he kicks me and I fall onto the platform, and me and my friend are like screaming. We were so young, we were so scared, and we literally like ran around the platform. He was chasing us. That is why this story is so relatable to me, because I know how scary it is to be followed and to be attacked. And so he followed us all around the platform, and then we ran downstairs. No one did anything. No one helped. We ran down to the Starbucks, and then I just ran into the back. My instinct was to get help and just to run away from this man, because this man was going to hurt me. He just kicked me. Was he going to choke me? Was he going to stab me? I don't know what was going to happen. There was a Starbucks. I grabbed my friend's hand and we ran to the back of this Starbucks, and I was like, help, help, call 911. And people were like in shock. We're like, what is happening? And apparently that man did not come into the store. He was just like outside. They called the police. The police came to the Starbucks. They took our statements, and a few days later, I have not heard of any updates from any police. And so when I had the file number or whatever, the case number, I called the police myself and I was like, hi, is there an update? Did you guys catch the guy? The constable at the time said, sorry, we checked the surveillance cameras and we didn't see anything. Oh my goodness. First, it was the bystander effect. No one helped. And now it's the police saying they didn't see anything. I felt like they did not want to help us. Was it because I was gay? I don't know. But how could you say nothing happened when something clearly happened to me? I felt so discouraged. I felt so helpless. Yeah, that was a very hard pill to swallow, that the authorities and the police that are out there who are supposed to protect you and help you weren't doing that and weren't providing that for us. And that was so tough. A few years after the incident, I'm now a YouTuber with a little bit of a following, and I wanted to share that story with everyone watching. So I made a video about the incident and I posted it on YouTube. I was in high school, I believe it was 2009 or 2010. And he's like, that's disgusting. God didn't make Adam and Steve, God made Adam and Eve. And I didn't know if he was on drugs or drunk, but it was really scary. And he spits in her face, like actual spat in her face. And she started crying, and the door was about to open, and he kicked me off the platform, or off the SkyTrain onto the platform, and I fell over. No one came to our help. It got a little bit of views, but what made me so happy, oh my goodness, there was a light at the end of the tunnel. There was a police officer who came across my video who actually reopened that case. His name is Constable Graham Walker. I will never forget you, and if you're watching this, I am so thankful for everything that you've done to reopen the case and to really try to find this guy who hurt me and my friend. The hate crime that happened, the assault that happened. So Constable Graham went back to the case, looked at the cameras again, and actually found the footage. Like, I have so many questions now. Like, why did the other officers initially couldn't find the tapes? Do they not want to help me? Like, what was going on? But why did, like, 4 years later, this officer opens the case and finds the tape and catches the person? So he took the still photo of the man and then posted it on Crime Stoppers. The guy who attacked me, his mother saw the posting of the Crime Stopper of her son, and she turned him in. She was like, you need to turn yourself in. This is not right. I didn't raise you like this. I was shook. And so he turned himself in, and then Constable Graham Walker reached out to me and was like, we have the guy. What do you want to do? And Constable Graham told me that since it's been so many years and we cannot reopen the case and charge him, there's not much that we can do. But if you do want to meet him and get an apology for him in person, then we can set that up. And I did agree to that because I wanted some closure. I wanted to meet him and ask him, why did you do that? I was only 17 years old. Why would you hurt me? And so we did meet up. Me and Payne went to TransLink head office, and the police was there. Graham Walker was there. I made a video about it. And so I was really nervous. I was just like shaking. I didn't know what to do. And now, mind you, I'm transitioned now. All right. So back then I was still a gay male, but then after all those years, I've transitioned to a female. So he hasn't seen me like a woman yet. And so we go into this room, and then moments later, the cops like bring him in, and he's like sitting there, and he brought flowers for us, and he sat across from me and Peyton, and he just apologized. He was like, I'm so sorry I did that. Apparently I was drunk and I had a fight with my girlfriend and I was in a bad mood. I have gay friends now. I'm just like, save it. I do appreciate the apology, but do not ever do this ever again. It is not okay.
Graham, I'm a community relations officer with the Transit Police.
Then almost 4 years after, and you managed to find the guy, and then we finally see him.
When I reviewed it again, I didn't expect to find anything, but I caught the very tail end of the incident on this video that, of course, is no longer available on the system. You called for help, you used the features of the system to, you know, there's the alarms and the emergency phones, that kind of thing. You did everything right.
Bringing this to light to Graham and the officers here to help us, and we want to thank you both for bringing this thing to light and having some justice for us. So thank you, and thank you as well. So that was my incident, very similar to Jamie Pine. And so when I heard the story, I was just like shaking. It was bringing back such terrible memories of what had happened to me. And we need to do something to change this, because literally 13 years ago, things have not changed. Just as I thought we were moving in the right direction and taking 7 steps forward as a community and a society, we then take 13 steps backwards. And so I'm sitting here like, what can we do to prevent this from happening? I don't think we can prevent it. I think we just need to educate ourselves and be more alert and be aware of our surroundings. Pull out your phone, record things, because a phone is now the most powerful tool that you can have to find somebody. And just try to never be alone, walking out at nighttime. It's a scary world out there, and we just have to protect ourselves and the community somehow. How many more prides, how many more protests that we need to fight in for our equality? And I'm 100% sure that this happens all the time but isn't reported. So if you see something, please say something, or get help if you ever witness anyone being discriminated against or being attacked or assaulted. So I ask our allies to be a voice and also to spread the message of acceptance and to educate others as well. But that is my story, and that is also Jamie Pine's story and his partner. Be on the lookout, stand up for your brothers and sisters. That's all I ask. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe and stay healthy out there. It is a scary world, and we just want to thrive and live our best life.